love you to take a moment to congratulate yourself on making it to the final day of this beautiful, soulful container. And start to really reflect on how much you've learned, how you feel compared to when you first began this journey, what wisdom and tools you're going to take from this into your day-to-day life from here on out. And really celebrate yourself for committing to this and for getting out of your comfort zone to do some of the activities throughout this, for delving deep into this, for putting yourself first and for nourishing yourself through this container. My name is Deja, and I'm going to guide you through a practice today that's going to be very healing for your sacred feminine. And it's also going to help you tap back into your feminine power, especially as a woman. You might have already heard of the divine feminine or the divine feminine energy, sometimes known as yin energy. We live in a world of duality, so this is why, despite your gender, we have feminine and masculine energy and traits within all of us. However, the divine feminine has been shunned and shut down for centuries, and a lot of women particularly have had a lot of feminine wounds throughout all of these years in our ancestral lines. And there is a lot of feminine healing to do because we operate in a masculine run and dominant world. We as women have relied so much on the masculine energy that we have forgotten how to connect and tap back into our feminine energy and power, and have forgotten how powerful we are when we are tapped into this beautiful, juicy feminine energy. Both women and men must embrace the full magnitude of the feminine energy if we want to restore harmony within ourselves and the wider collective. So masculine energy is often associated with confidence, structure, decisiveness. When the masculine energy is in excess, you may be dominating or pushing past your limits. You may be too analytical or methodical. You may lose your sense of curiosity and intentionality and work robotically. The ego also might be overactive. Others may find you too critical, assertive, and confrontational. So this is when your masculine energy is in overdrive and excess. With the feminine energy, it's often expressed as nurturing, creative, intuitive, and full of faith. When you're harnessing the feminine energy, you can surrender and release control of the outcome. You are more imaginative and inspired. The feminine energy that's within each and every one of us helps us to be sensitive, compassionate, and gentle. When the feminine energy is in a deficit, you can be emotionally unavailable or creatively blocked. You may even have trouble adjusting to change and allowing balance. Rigid ways of being and the lack of self-expression are signs that you may be out of touch with the feminine energy. So take a moment to see where you really resonate with. Maybe you've been heavily operating in your masculine energy, and because that's where it's felt the most safe to operate in this world. But I really want you to tap in and allow yourself in this session, even just for now, to give yourself permission to access that feminine power within you. On the other hand too, when the feminine energy in you is in excess, you can be too sheltering towards others. You may feel responsible for the well-being of others. You may be too empathetic and even overly forgiving of others and your boundaries. You also may feel content to the extreme where you don't set new goals. Too much of the feminine essence can manifest as codependency, victimhood, and as a lack of emotional intelligence. This is why we need a healthy balance of both the masculine and the feminine energies within all of us. And I couldn't take you through a feminine activation practice without first sharing with you the meaning of both and what they look like balanced and also what they look like out of balance. For this sacred feminine power practice will assist you in tapping into your feminine essence and wisdom. I recommend for you to now stand with me if you can. It's going to work best if you're standing in this practice, and be in an environment where you won't be disturbed and where you can be fully present with yourself. So I'll give you a moment to get yourself settled, to stand and ensure that you're ready to fully embrace this practice with an open mind and heart. Okay, are you ready? With your eyes closed, I want you to just stand there for a moment. I want you to put your hand over your heart space and take a really big deep breath in. And release out your mouth. I want you to really tap into where you would love to bring in more nurturing to yourself, where you would love to tap into more of your creativity, where you are now willing to tap into your own intuition through the practice I shared with you a few sessions ago. Where can you trust yourself more and surrender more? Just ponder over these questions as you hold your hands over your heart. Take another deep breath in. And hold and release. And we're going to take another deep breath in, but on this inhale, I want you to inhale love, nurture, creativity. I want you to breathe in that feminine energy, that feminine wisdom and power that you have within your own self. So let's breathe all of that in on the in-breath. And on the out-breath, I want you to release through your mouth and release all of the guilt, the shame, and anything else you're holding on to that is holding you back from stepping into your feminine, sacred power. Okay, so now you're standing. I want you to just slowly rock your body from side to side. Release your shoulders, just however it feels good to move. You can move along with the music. You can move your hands in a beautiful flowing state. You can move your hands over your head. Just flow where the movement and music takes you. If you're feeling cold, I'd love for you to start moving your hips around in circular motions. Make sure you're breathing, taking deep breaths in as you do this. I invite you to start maybe touching your arms really gently, maybe touching your shoulders, maybe giving yourself a really beautiful hug, and just start moving. Don't judge yourself. Just move how your body wants to move. Don't overthink it. It's just you here. No one's watching you. You can move however you choose, however you please. And just flow with the music. You may even feel that your hips start to click. This is a really great sign because it means that you're activating your pleasure centers, and it also means that there's been some energy, stagnant energy, that's being released from your body. Often too, we can hold a lot of emotion and a lot of trauma in certain parts of our body, and us as women in particular, we hold a lot of it in our hips. So allow yourself to just move and release whatever needs to release. If you feel some emotion coming up right now, just flow with it, flow with it. Allow it to come out, don't block it. Keep moving, keep coming back in touch with your body. You can touch your legs, you can move your arms, your hands over your body, over your hair, over your face. Maybe even hold your face and just give yourself some big love and appreciation for getting you to where you are right now. Give yourself some love for taking some time to do this practice. However it feels good for you. You can be moving slow, you could be moving fast, you can not even be moving much at all. Just flow with it. I'm going to do this for a few more minutes. Relax into it. Breathe into it. Release any control. Tap into your heart space and your intuition rather than your logical mind right now. You may feel a little silly. That's okay. Let that thought float away. Just like a wave. It's just a passing thought. No need to hold on to it. Maybe you want to roll your head around. Maybe you want to roll your shoulders. Maybe you want to bend your knees and drop down. Maybe you want to really move your hips, move them and dance freely like you've never danced before. Amazing. So I hope you still have your eyes closed as well. So we're just going to drop out of that activation. Just stand still. You can choose to continue standing, or if it feels comfortable, you can sit down if you'd like, or lay down. Take a moment to take some big deep breaths in. Notice how your body feels. Notice how your soul feels. Notice how calm you feel. Notice how connected to your body you feel. Notice where maybe there is some trapped emotions that maybe you released, or maybe there's still some there. Just notice it. Okay, and then you can open your eyes. Well done. So proud of you. I know for a lot of you too, this might have been very uncomfortable because you've never done a practice like this before. However, I invite you onwards from this soulful container to even connect with a playlist or create your own playlist that is maybe tapping into your feminine power playlist. Has some beautiful sensual songs on there, and songs that make you feel powerful, that make you feel flowy and in your absolute feminine essence. I have my own playlist that I will share in this as well. So maybe you could even tap into that playlist and do this practice whenever you feel called to do it. And there's different layers of this practice. There's different layers of tapping in your own sexuality, your feminine sexuality. There's types of activations where it's a bit more slow, and there's other activations where it's a bit more fast. And because we do have different aspects of the feminine too, we have the light feminine and the dark feminine. Because of the duality, we can't have light without dark. So I just honor you, honor yourself for being a part of this practice. I'm so proud of you. Well done. I will also share some other ways that you can move into your feminine on a daily basis. A few ways are through slow breath work, through meditation, through slow movement, as we just did with sensual dance, through yoga, through changing your clothes into something that makes you feel more feminine and flowy, rubbing your body with coconut oil and essential oils, connecting more with your menstrual cycle, and really taking time to honor your bleed and nourish yourself when you are on your bleed, and also to connect with the cycles of the moon. I hope you have enjoyed, and this is not goodbye. This is just bye for now.